Hello and welcome back to the channel. We have a few things to talk about today as there's been a lot of news in the league ramping up just before the start of this regular season. So James Harden, a lot of talk about him with the 76ers, and we've talked about a lot of that over these past couple of weeks, and he has apparently only participated in one scrimmage during practice in all 14 days of training camp and hasn't even attended any preseason games. Much more to come on that, I'd say, as they probably will look forward to moving him to the Los Angeles Clippers or another suitor. And it doesn't look like Harden even wants to play for the 76ers and has really shown no interest in suiting up for them at all for this regular season, although he has said that he will if he needs to. So much more to come on that, I hope, but little to no practice with the new squad, few new players on that team. Most of them were on the team last year, but this isn't a good sign for Philadelphia as Embiid could definitely become less and less happy the more this story develops. So we'll have some more information on that, I'm sure, in these upcoming days. Next, we have the Thunder trading Victor Oladipo, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, and 4 second-round picks to the Houston Rockets. Yes, of course. So the Rockets, of course, trading KPJ. The Thunder also, there's some pick swaps in there. And now the Thunder have 15 first-round picks and 22 second-round picks in these upcoming years. Crazy for them to gather all these picks. They do get the Kevin Porter Jr. contract of $16.9 million, and they have waived him instantly. The only thing I can figure there is they were looking to get rid of Oladipo, which I couldn't see them keeping him at the start of the offseason when they acquired him. However, you just took on a little bit more money. I guess they're really into those picks. Hopefully they can turn those picks into, maybe someone that can play right now. I understand that you want to get some prospects coming up, and they were in a semi-rebuild, but they were a playing team last year. They could definitely make an impact in the playoffs with their players getting better each and every season. And if they could make a move where they could get someone to play right now, who knows? Maybe they're just a piece or two away from being a serious contender in the Western Conference. So I want to see them put maybe some of these picks into a star right now and not just have these young guys just get traded off or develop and not really gain any experience in a playoff setting just because they're too focused on getting picks, which they'd be in a forever rebuild. No team wants to do that. No fan base wants to see that. And it's just not really that great of an idea, in my personal opinion. Oladipo, of course, going to the Rockets. They're going to waive him once again. This has already happened with the Rockets moving on from Victor Oladipo. I'm not sure what team will pick him up. It'll be for a great deal, of course, as they will have to absorb his $9 million salary right now. And who knows? Maybe he can go to a team like the Warriors, the Sixers, even if they were to have the move on from a James Harden, the Bucks. I mean, the possibilities are endless where he could end up if a team was looking forward to having him. Even the Lakers, you never know. The Nuggets, lots of places. Hopefully he goes to a contender. I want to see him in playoff basketball. I want to see him back, healthy or as healthy as he can get, and he can definitely make a positive impact on a great team. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, I don't expect him to really crack a rotation. He struggled last season. He started 20 of the 43 games that he played. However, his three-point shooting went from league average down to around 33%. He doesn't shoot terrifically efficient from the field considering the low amount of attempts. And his free throw percentage is at 83% last season, albeit on just one attempt. And he put up, I want to say it was like 6 and 4, if I can remember correctly, in about 19 minutes per game. Nothing too special there. And he is an undersized big, and probably just played because the Thunder didn't really have a lot of big options to run through at the time, where Poku was out, and now this season they'll have Chet and Poku, as well as big Jalen Williams putting in some strong minutes for them. So Jeremiah Robinson Earl probably wouldn't have been in the constant rotation anyways, so not a whole big loss for them to move on from him. So Klay Thompson may hit free agency once his contract's up, as extension talks have stalled between him and the Warriors. Both sides really haven't come to a conclusion on what the number should be, how many years, the value of him, and they haven't even just disagreed. There just haven't been talks at all. Maybe he moves on. maybe they trade him. I can't really see this, as obviously Clay's been there for his entire career now at the Warriors, over 10 seasons, and it's hard to see him in another jersey right now. It's hard to believe that happening, but it very well may if they don't think that he has the juice left in the tank, so to speak, to continue this playoff and contention push that they've had over the last nearly 10 years now. So who knows? Maybe they just move on from him. Maybe some younger talent coming up. Maybe a Moses Moody develops even more now. Maybe they find somebody else. Who knows? Hopefully they can come to some sort of an agreement here, or move him to a team where he can fit just a little bit better at the current moment, and maybe, better with the staff as well, the higher end staff up front. So we also have Cat as a potential trade target for the New York Knicks. Obviously the experiment last season for the Minnesota Timberwolves, getting Rudy Gobert and trading away what seemed to be their entire future to get him, didn't make Cat look that great. He looked not so good next to him. His three-point shooting number actually went down quite a bit last season, and he just didn't look like the Karl-Anthony Towns that was a star player for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't know if this was a lot of conflict with Rudy Gobert. I can't see that being a factor on the offensive end. I can see the rebounding total going down a lot. And I also thought that Cat wouldn't have had as tough matchups, but they're still really hunting him on defense, because now where he's not playing the 5 and he's playing the 4, he has to guard more athletic players, and it's not working out for him with his foot speed on the defensive end. He's a bit quick for a 5, but then when you get down to these 4s really being, 3 stretching it out to the 4 in today's NBA, it's just not working out great for him. He would fit a lot better on the Knicks, as they haven't really had a solid center. Mitchell Robinson, I don't think, has the stamina to run through like 30, 35 minutes a game at great play. He really starts to wear down after he hits around 22, 24 minutes. And it'd be great to see Cat go in, play center next to Julius Randle, and they can run a 5-out system. And although the defense wouldn't be that great, they might have such a good offense that you could kind of offset that or stagger some lineups there. So it could be a good fit to see him on the New York Knicks. And I hope they do pursue him, as Minnesota needs to do whatever they can right now to gain back any sort of draft capital that they have lost. And maybe they can get some picks from the Knicks, or a third team can get involved, in which they can get some picks or young talent right now. Also, we have Damian Lillard put up 14 points in his debut for the Milwaukee Bucks. The pick and roll between him and Giannis, you saw both wings wide open. They played great in that game. Lillard looked unstoppable. Giannis looked unstoppable. The footwork and all the practice he had with Hakeem in the offseason seems to really be paying off early on here. And he looked near mid-season form in that one game, both of those guys. So can't wait to see more from the Bucks. Hopefully they perform at a good level right off the bat in this regular season, and they're going to be a team to watch right away. The other guys that I want to keep an eye on throughout this season will be Pascal Siakam and Bradley Beal. Siakam really the leader now without Fred. It's not a 1A, 1B situation. It is Siakam's team solely, and I think he's going to have another stellar NBA season. A very underrated player in the league, as he does play for the Toronto Raptors. However, one of the better players in this league, a very versatile defender, great scorer, and he can really get it done, as he is a tremendous finisher at the rim. I expect him to put up 25 plus points a game, and I expect him to be one of the top forwards, if not center, if he has to play it, in this league this season. Bradley Beal, I'm kind of skeptical about him running the point guard, and we'll see how he does as a playmaker with the Phoenix Suns, as he's usually just a scorer, but has so many scoring options around him, which he has never had in his entire tenure in the NBA, where he's just been on the Wizards, and they haven't really had a whole lot besides like just a John Wall or Westbrook next to him. So we'll have to see how that develops. This has been Core Chronicles. I can't wait to see you next time.